front with our current code we have written, we're able to achieve this kind of looking guide that we can type something here, and then we can hit the buttons. The buttons are not doing anything here, and this calculator is not looking at its best shape. We can try to resize the can say the width. That's what we are going to do. We can resize the width a little bit. I hope resizing this guy will affect it. Okay, so we're just going to try to resize it a little bit, and also this guy tends to be a little bit too far, but shall let's leave it like this. It doesn't do really much. So like I said, we're going to add some functions to this of our button, because if we were to click on it, nothing is actually happening here. You can see nothing is being displayed on the screen. That's what basically what we are going to do. But the first thing, let's try reducing the width. So let me go up a little bit. So our width was 350. So I'm going to reduce it to somewhere around 300. And then the next one we're going to do, after implementing that of the button, so of the commands that these buttons are going to handle, we need to actually do something else. We need to actually create a variable, which is a string variable that is going to hold all our characters, and then we're going to make use of eval to do all the mathematical operation. I talked about all these. I talked about this eval really well in my previous video. The link will be in the description down below. I can see by the corner of the screen. You can just click on it, check it out before you can continue. Eval is going to evaluate a string of operations and for set of us derivative going to do that. So here I'm going to let me just do it on top of here. So I'm going to say I talked about this. The link will be in the description below. So I'll go link will be in the description below. So I'm just going to say string, can say our string operations. When I mean it's going to be like a string of 1 plus a string of 1. So with the val, we're going to be able to evaluate that and get our output. So we're done with the first step, which is actually setting the string, and then the next one is to set the height. So change the width a little bit. So we're going to start implementing that of the function. So we'll begin with this of the what is this guy? This button 0 here. This button 0. We're going to give it the first function on it. Then we can, with the idea, we're going to build other one. So there's something I want us to think of. We know when we click a button, we want it to be held by this string variable. So we can actually create another variable, just a different variable on top that anytime we click it, let's say we click on, because the idea behind all this is just, okay, let me run this again. The idea behind your normal calculator is that the first rule is that since we have actually set the buttons down here, so trying to put any other things here is not actually advisable. But since we have set the buttons for you to make use of, so after I set the environment for you to make use of, so trying to make use of another button, and I mean like trying to come to your keyboard and type something like G. Okay, let's say G. I can type G here. This I'm able to type G is because I've not I've not put some kind of command that's going to stop any other environmental input apart from the button that is there. When we do that, we are going to see how we're able to block any external input apart from making use of the button that is there. And another logic about calculator or any other when it comes to app development is when you click something. Let's say I click one now. One is not actually being clicked. When I click on one, it's actually I'm just trying to set one to do something. I'm just going to maybe a place I want one to be times with 2. When I click one, I'm just trying to say, oh, I'm going to set the one by myself, because I know that anything you click here is going to be 1, here is going to be 2, here is going to be 3. That's just the idea of what is actually behind. It's not that as if when you click on one is magically going to appear. No. What that's just going to say, we are definitely going to be by ourselves going to set the one, because computer does not recognize this as one. So we need to set one. But since we have actually given you this here, so we're expecting anytime you click 1 here, you that clicked 1 here is expecting 1 to be the output. So don't worry if you're still getting it confused as we go on, you're going to understand it. So I'm going to create a variable that anytime I click on that one, what did I close this? Let me open it again. So I'm going to create a variable that anytime I click on this one, when I click on this, I'm going to append it to that variable, and then I'm going to set it to appear on this our screen guy. So let's just do that. Let me not close this. So I'm going to create a variable. I'm just going to call it something around cow. His name must give it. You can start to give it any thing of your choice. So I'm going to set this cow to be an empty string. What I say empty string? Let's say in a situation whereby we clicked on 1. If we click on one is going to be wrapped inside there, but I want to give it a little bit of space. Let's say in a situation where we click on 1 and then we click on 2. Both of them are going to merge together, but we want a little bit of space between them. That's why I put this empty string here. empty I say empty string here, and I give it a little bit of space. So the space is going to differentiate both of them. So I think with that, we were able to, well, I can now start writing up our command. Like I said, example using 0, and then I'm going to do couples of other one like this of a 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, 0, 1, 2. Then we're going to see how the logic works. And then after that, I'll pause the video and then finish other ones, and then I might explain how they work, because there's nothing there actually to explain, just basically the same thing. I'm not going to make use of lambda. I'm going to use just normal function that was easier for some people to understand the normal function rather than make use of lambda. I'm just going to make it the simplest way possible so we can be able to understand. So I think this video is a little bit too long. I think I'm sorry, but I have to push it to the next video so we won't get bored by the length of this video. So I think this is where we're going to complete for this video. In the next video, we're going to add the data of the command for the power calculator. So I think this should be it.